took a philosophy class during my very first term in college. I wasn't expecting much from it. I only took it as it was one of the last open classes when I was finally able to register. But this class led me on the path of making one of the most significant, most life-changing choices. More life-changing than the choice to come all the way from Durban, South Africa, to study in Eugene, Oregon. This class made me take a deeper look at myself and my values. The reason I chose to study in Oregon in the first place. My passion for animals and the environment. Remembering this, I came to the harsh realization that I was, in fact, living the life of a hypocrite. Here I was saying that I'm against animal abuse and testing and trophy hunting, yet I was eating meat every day. I had lost the connection between the act of eating meat and what that meant, not only for the animal I was eating and for the environment, but for myself, for my passions, and for my beliefs. This all led to my choice of becoming a vegetarian. However, the process of becoming a vegetarian was far more powerful than the ultimate act of not eating meat itself. As it was through this process that I began to form those connections again. It was through this process that I realized how scared and vulnerable I could be. While I may have been scared to tell people here about this choice I had made, I was petrified to tell my family and friends back home. I asked myself why this was. Why was I so scared to tell my parents about this choice I had made? And little did I know that I already had the answer to my questions. My aunt from Los Angeles came to South Africa for the first time, just before I came here to start my college career. And I remember one night her asking me how I could handle growing up in such a blatantly patriarchal society. I was stunned by this question. I didn't know what she was talking about. My dad didn't subscribe to the so-called patriarchal society. He himself was raised by a very strong, independent woman. Trust me. For all the grief I give my German gran, that woman is a badass. And people always tell me how kind, loving, and gentle my grandfather was. I didn't understand how my aunt could feel this way. Until the first summer I went back home to visit. My dad and I went to the local cell phone store one day. I walked in to see multiple people available to help, yet not one person paid me any attention. A few minutes later, my dad walked in, and instantly, almost every person sat up straight, looked at him and asked, "Sir, how can we help you?" It hit me like a ton of bricks. She was right. My aunt was right. Standing in that cell phone store, I began to contemplate all the times over the years we had gotten together with family and the duty to look after the kids, help to make dinner, serve dinner, men first, clean up. It had fallen on my shoulders. It had fallen on the shoulders of the woman in the family. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved looking after my little cousins, and I was happy to help out. But it was only then, as I stood in that cell phone store, that I realized I didn't have a choice. It was expected of me. I began to understand why I was so petrified to tell my family about this choice I had made. You see, while I may have only realized then the true nature of the society I'd grown up in, subconsciously I had taken on the role that society had set out for me for many years. I had embodied it, and I had disempowered myself. And it was by moving to another country, to a community where I felt more respected as a woman, through making the choice to become a vegetarian and reconnect myself to my values, that for the first time in my life, I felt like a truly independent woman. So I told my parents, and I'm still a vegetarian today. I am on the journey of re-empowering myself. Thank you.